I am so low tech, eh?
You are low tech, and we are live. Did you hear
Yeah,
it? Did you hear
I
the
am as low
warning?
tech as it comes. I just need a stop, a start. I'm like unplug the computer kind of like low tech kind of guy. Like something's not right. We better unplug the monitor.
I remember the days where a nice swift kind of wahad onto the TV would fix everything.
Yeah. I blew those Nintendo cartridges
I was just
like
gonna say. I was
until
just
I
gonna say
passed
that.
out, right? Until I felt like uneasy. You know, I didn't even own a Nintendo, but I was at my friend's house. And I'd say, listen, you're not doing it right.
I'm pretty sure that was in the manual
That was
under
in the
like
manual.
frequently asked questions for the Nintendo.
Item number 4063 on how to fix your Nintendo.
No,
You
it's
had to,
probably number two because number one was like, okay, number three. One was
yeah,
smash the TV.
yeah.
Two was
So you
smash
don't
the
lose your spot in the
Nintendo.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to turn off, you don't want to press power or reset. And three, unfortunately, was turning off the power and blowing that cartridge like a madman.
Yeah. That was key.
But there was a technique.
There was a technique.
You
You had to
couldn't
get
blow
both sides of the chip.
and you couldn't blow too hard.
No, without any spit.
There you go. Yikes.
So
Well,
very,
it's
very useful information.
yes, especially for a real estate show and a
Yeah.
statistics show nonetheless. But
A
let's
stat
dive
show.
into this because July 2021 was
What
a
a month.
bad month, good month, bad month,
I think
good
it was a
month.
good month. I think if
It's a
we
good
look at the
month.
grand scheme of things, it was a good month.
All right, here we go. Please subscribe to the channel. Please.
Hey guys, YouTube's got an algorithm and it really, really help us out a lot if you could like, comment, and subscribe. This is how we can get more information out to more people and share the message of Toronto real estate.
In
Thanks.
that order, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the damn bell. Well, I don't know about the grand scheme, but I can share my screen.
Sure.
Is that right? Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen. July 2021.
Is
Happy
it the
Saturday,
right
by the
screen?
way, Daryl.
Happy Saturday.
We're going to see you tomorrow morning as well for a regular show.
Isn't it
2 days in a row.
exciting? Isn't
Yeah.
it exciting?
It is exciting.
Rarely do I have this opportunity anymore.
2 days in a row. So
2
let's
days in
talk
a
about
row.
it. Let's
Let's
talk
do
about
it.
it. July. Let's look at it from the big picture here. Did something happen in July? Were there like more things to do outside of our living rooms in July?
You wouldn't know if you lived around here, but I believe so. Yes.
I believe so. I believe there
I
was
saw.
lots of
Did you see that picture of Lollapalooza in the States? Like
no.
wall to wall. Like, I don't even know how many people were there. It was insane.
Yeah, good
But
for
I
them.
mean, the pandemic's over. This is great. And you
Yep.
see evidence of it in the housing market.
Yeah. We were in Niagara last weekend. That was packed. People are out there, people are out on the patios. Definitely real estate is not a priority like it was in July 2020,
No, but
right?
July 2020 was a really weird time. It's like, have you, it's like, I've used this reference before. When you know you're in this gated off area and the zombies are outside and they're so desperate to
Hungry.
get in, right? They're so hungry to get in. I mean, there's only so much food in there to eat, right? Once they've eaten all of us, they have to move on to the next area and more stuff to eat. And I think the real issue is that there's just not enough stuff to eat in Toronto right now. The zombies want in. They're buying stuff like crazy.
I'm lost. I'm lost in the metaphor here. So, as in, there's not enough listings.
There's not enough inventory.
Okay, I agree.
There's not enough people to eat. How did you not draw that? Okay.
Well,
maybe it
I'm
wasn't
dumb.
the best.
Maybe I'm playing dumb.
I don't know. I don't know if you are.
Pretty
But if you are, you fooled me. You did a great job.
I'm pretty good at it.
You did a great job. But yeah, go through the stats, Mr. Stats Man, because
Well,
this is your
let's
show.
just talk. Let's just talk about it, right? Like July 2020. What was going on in July 2020? So, at the end of May, we started seeing the market pick up again. We hadn't been locked down that much. Like we were locked down for the winter. Businesses had been receiving a lot of assistance. People's savings were still pretty good. CERB was rampant, where 1 in 3 people were collecting it. 3 adults. We had a new perspective on the homes that we lived in. There was absolutely no sales, relatively speaking, in the end of March and April, so there was this pent up demand. So yeah, when July 2020 happened, like it was booming. It was the best July on record, right? So it was
The
just like a
best
fantastic
July
month
on
of
record.
sales, and it was like, wow, I can't believe it. And it was the summer of real estate.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think Kid Rock will probably
summer
write a song about it.
of real estate. I
Summer
think
of real
we should
estate.
write that song.
We should write the song. You're the artist. You're the
I
musician.
think is 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 this the summer of real estate though?
No,
No, this is not the summer of real estate. This is the summer of
there can only be
everything
one summer of
but.
real estate.
Hmm. So
It was
what was
last
the
year.
last year? And we
Yeah.
kind of missed it because we were like all sitting at home.
Well, no, I mean, apparently 11,000 people were out there buying real estate, right?
It sounds like a
11,033 people.
crazy amount of people
A lot of
to buy
people.
real estate.
Yeah.
If you would have told me yesterday 9,000 in
Yeah.
1 month, I would be like, it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people. That's almost the amount of people that are allowed in the Sky Dome right now, or sorry, the Rogers Center right now to watch a baseball game. It's
Is
a
that
lot
what
of
it is?
people.
9,000?
It's like 14,500.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, this is a
I heard
stat
the
show,
ticket
so we
prices
don't
went
have to
down, so
be.
that's good.
Well, because probably even the 14,500 is a stretch to get there.
Yeah.
I don't want to be anywhere where there's 14,500 people right now,
Even if it is the Rogers Center. Yeah.
even if it is. I was offered tickets for today, actually,
You
and I
were like,
turned them down.
who's the closest person sitting to me? I want to know how many feet are they away?
How many masks? Well, how many layers are they? Are they
Yeah.
healthy? Are
Can
they
I
not
prove
healthy?
does it
If they
can you prove
sneeze,
to
am
me
I
that
gonna
everyone has
have?
vaccines near me? Yeah.
If they sneeze, am I gonna have anxiety for the next few weeks trying to figure out if I caught something that will kill me?
The new thing is, like with our hockey league and other organizations that I'm hearing through the grapevines, is that people who have vaccines are saying, hey, look, I'm not going there unless you show me proof that everybody's got their vaccines. And that people with no
Mm.
vaccines, right, are saying, hey, I am not going to go there because have you heard about COVID? That shit's dangerous. And it's like there's a lot of like weird little things. Basically what we're all saying is like, look, this is the situation. No one's going to be forced to do anything. Show up if you want to, otherwise we'll find someone to replace you. That's my stance on it.
Mm. That's a
Anyways,
good stance.
I
But we
digress.
digress once again.
So
Real estate.
9,390 sales in the month of July 2021. It's nothing to write home about, but it is
Nothing
still a
to
fantastic
sneeze
month.
at,
It's still
especially if you're not wearing a mask. Sorry,
it's still a
I had to.
fantastic month.
It's a fantastic month, but let's
Can I give you some context?
please give me. I mean, you just gave us some
Sales
wonderful context.
sales July 2019, 8,595.
Well, hold on a sec. Let's go to 2019. You want to talk about? All right.
Well, I'm just giving you some historical data here.
Tell me. Say it again because I wasn't really paying attention.
Okay. Sales in July 2019, 8,595. Sales July 2018, 6,916.
Mm.
So July 2019, we started to have like an upswing. 2018 was a more typical type of month, right? Like July months are generally slower. So like if we look at 2017, where obviously we had the market had just collapsed, it was 5,900, right?
Still a
And
crazy number for most people, most
that's the
cities.
lowest July we've ever had. But July 2016 was 9,929. So again, the market was ripping and roaring, right?
Again, and it feels like there's just these events that happen in this city
Yeah.
that just hold people back from buying stuff that they want to buy in the real estate market.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, I've got it up on the screen that everybody can see right now. The sales comparison from Treb from 2018 till now.
Yeah.
And I mean, you definitely see like some seasonality kind of patterns in here with
Yeah.
regards to sales. I mean, everybody always talks about it that the summers are slower months. For the same reason. I mean, I guess the pandemic just kind of made it like seem like more this year. But normally in the
Exaggerated. Yeah.
summer, yeah, exaggerated because normally in the summer months, everybody's getting their kids to camp, going on vacation, going to the cottage. They're not thinking about it.
Who has like which market segment do you think is doing more in the summer than everybody else?
it do I think is it which markets? It's condos. It's going crazy.
The rich.
The rich. That's a market segment. Okay.
The
The
luxury
rich.
housing market.
Oh, you mean they do better in a pandemic and when the market's ripping roaring
When the market's
and
ripping,
when
like in
it's
the spring.
down?
But once the summertime comes, the people who are more affluent have like they go away for the summer because they have a lake house. They take more vacations. They do stuff, right? The middle class is less likely to have a full summer worth of trips because they've got, kids are going to be trying to be in camp or maybe summer school, depending on their ages, that kind of stuff. And that's why the luxury market takes a dip. So that's also an impact on pricing in the summer too. So a lot of people have always said when we start getting into pricing, when they say, well, you get more money for your house in May than you do in the summertime. And that's not necessarily true, especially if we're on an upward trajectory. Each month, could be getting more than the last month. But the average prices sometimes will show that there's a higher volume of sales or a higher average price of sales in the springtime than the summertime because you're also missing the luxury market.
I always believe that, these trends, they're very um impermanent. Like they're not regular, but it seems to me that year after year after year, this trend of, the way it kind of ramps up after the summer and then dies right before the summer, like it just seems to be very consistent in Toronto for a very long time. Like if we go
Yeah,
back and we do this chart for 10 years previous, we'll see a very similar pattern.
25, yeah, or more. I
Yeah.
mean, since I've
Yeah.
been following it, it's just the way it is. Now, let's talk about sales. I mean, let's talk about prices.
Want to talk about prices?
Sure.
There you go. Prices. Look at that.
Prices. We're up. We're up year over year. Big numbers. Okay. So what they do is they look at July 2020 and they say, what did that sell for? They say, well, it was $943,594. How do we compare a year later? We all know the market's gone up and it gives us a 12.6% average price increase. Not too shabby.
12.6% increase. Yeah. And you know what? Like if we look at these numbers though, it's pretty crazy. Everything is down except for condos for sales. Everything. Every segment except for condos down, 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 down.
Yeah.
Prices are prices up or prices are down across the board too?
No, prices are up.
Prices
But
are up.
sales were down because of the heat we had last year, and then the market of the condo market was a total disaster.
Disaster.
Yeah.
Disaster.
So anything
But
would be better than the summer 2020 for condos.
I would love to point out this time because I think it's important. I'd love to start adding this in if we could figure out how to do it. But like new condo sales on top of this
Yeah.
were like out of control in the last quarter.
Yeah.
So like if you add, and we really should do that because it's a pretty
There's,
important segment.
there's probably people who are better at it though, who are doing that already on YouTube,
Yeah. Who?
right?
I
I
don't
don't
think
know,
so.
but I'm
I
sure
don't
there's
think so.
guys who are pre-con guys who
Yeah,
are
but nobody's
focused on
talking
that.
about those stats every month. We're gonna add that in. That's gonna be the Toronto Real Estate Show
We could do it quarterly.
2.0.
We could do
Quarterly
that
is
quarterly.
probably more realistic. But
Yeah.
the point is you can add like 3,000 more sales onto this at least or around because there was 9,000 sales in the quarter of new condominiums. It's insane. That
Yeah.
that's you add another third to this number. That's a gigantic increase.
Yeah. And mainly because of the same issue that we're having in the resale market, there just isn't anything for sale. Not that I'm like the pre-construction guy, but they always tell me about pre-construction. Everyone's always advertising to me and sending me emails and letting me know about all these great new projects and I'm barely getting anything. There's really
Oh
not
my,
much going on.
there's actually like I get stuff every day of new launches, and the new launches are
Where?
crazy. Not in Toronto.
Not in Toronto. Yeah.
No, not in Toronto, but they're all over the place. Like a couple lately in Toronto, but the prices are insane.
Yeah.
Vaughan is $1,200 a foot right now.
Yeah.
Vaughan, Mississauga is $1,200 a foot right now.
Yeah.
Etobicoke, everything is like $1,200 a foot. Everything's over $1,000 a foot, and there's so many launches right now, townhouses and singles, and it's just all nowhere near here.
So that Perch condos then, Kingston Road, Scarborough, it's actually a good deal.
A great deal, but
Yeah.
it's like anything. So what happens when you list a house and nobody buys it, and it takes a while, and like what happens? There's like a weird stigma, like what's wrong with this thing, right? And
Yeah.
so Perch, I think, came out at the worst possible time,
Yeah.
and not in like a triple A location, right? It's like
Yeah.
not even an A
Not yet.
location. It's in the B's. Not
Not
yet.
yet.
But a combination of like horrible timing and
Mhm.
not the right location. I think now there's like a little stigma on it, and it's taking forever to sell. But I
Okay.
think the next launch out that way is going to be $1,000 a foot.
Let's get back onto the stats here.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Sure.
you for that brief synopsis.
I,
Now,
you're welcome.
average sales price, 1,062,000, July 2021. June,
Which is up from last year,
which is
right?
down from last month.
Down from last month. Let's look at the month over month numbers, can we?
Do you
Because
have
they're
it?
yeah, it's right on the screen.
Oh,
It's the
look
only
at you.
thing that makes any sense.
The only thing that makes sense. I need to know where the
Only thing that
market is
matters.
going today. What is going on, Daryl? Lay it down for me, Daryl.
Lay it down for you, baby. So, like we've been saying, sales amount, the quantity of sales seems to be dropping since our peak in March, dropping. But what is also dropping, the second most important statistic, active listings. I don't care how many new listings there are. I only care how many are available for sale. And that too is dropping in tandem with the amount of sales. But what has happened in the last 2 months? Look at this. We talked about it last time. 1 month of inventory based on current sales pace. That is insane. Insane. And it seems like the time the market is slowing a little bit because it's taking a couple more days to sell a house, which I don't even know. Like, could you notice 2 extra days on average?
No,
Can
and
you feel it?
it did tick in the opposite direction. So if you look at it, we had just under 1 month of inventory in June, and now oh no, we're still
Still just a little
under.
over 1 month. But that's insane because like what's a healthy 4 months, 6 months?
I mean, I wouldn't want to see 4 or 6, but anywhere between 2 and 4 would be manageable.
But so while all of the headlines will make you think that, you know, we are slowing and all hell is about to break loose and we are going to finally crash here, it's not telling us that at all. All it's telling us is that the market is getting a little bit more realistic because it was fucking stupid back here. This was a really dumb market. A lot of
Yeah.
dumb stuff going on,
A lot of dumb
right?
stuff.
A
Yeah.
lot of dumb stuff. And
And the fact that something takes longer to sell in the summer or there's less luxury homes being
typical,
sold,
but it doesn't even matter.
no big deal.
It's two or 3 days, depending on which of these stupid statistics you look at. But
Yeah.
the point is that, I mean, yeah, maybe some people notice a difference because they were on the long end of the average, but some people also notice a difference because they were on the short side of the average, right?
But let's just give a quick little estimate here.
But average price went down again, month over month.
Month over month. The guy who bought in March, did he overpay?
No, he feels like he did though.
He feels like he did because maybe there's a couple sales that haven't hit the mark that he did, or she.
It's not even
But-
that. It's just that we see that things are regulating, right? It's
Yeah.
like, it's like when you don't have a fever, right? You think everything is normal regardless of how you're running, right? If you're running elevated or you're running depleted, like it's still normal. But when you get that fever, like you're running so crazy and things get all like blurred and you can't make sense of things, and then finally the fever breaks and you come back to normal, and that's all we're seeing.
Aspirin.
Little bit of aspirin needed to be thrown into the system.
Yeah.
Does anybody use aspirin anymore? Isn't it
I haven't kept aspirin in my house ever.
Tylenol or Advil? But anyways,
Yeah.
so I think we're actually in a very healthy stage of the market, especially considering what the hell is going on around us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't feel like that for me. I bought in April. When did I buy? In April?
No, you
June.
bought
June.
in end of May or June.
Right. End of May,
Yeah.
beginning of June. And I feel like I don't even know what. I know I feel like I know the market is about to take off and go crazy. And I see indicators like Nasma Ali's Twitter feed, which is just exploding with rental, like overpayments on rentals and like crazy amount of offers on rentals.
Yeah.
She just posted something this morning. $300 more than the asking, like a million offers. They accepted 300 over asking, like the next day with a full year of rent paid. Like it's insane what's going on.
Yeah.
People are fighting.
It's illegal.
I
You
mean,
can't do a full year rent, but it's okay.
you can.
The
Anyways,
landlord, the tenant can get a refund as soon as they move in. They can apply for a refund. But
perfect.
anyways,
Well, that's good to know. That's a
Yeah.
good trick, actually.
it's a good
It's a
trick.
good way to keep your landlord as a friend.
Upset.
But that's a huge indicator, right? We're
Yeah.
opening the borders. We've been talking about it for a while. Like things are about to explode. So for anybody that bought at the peak, it's not the peak.
What's the peak? What
I
is
don't
the
know.
peak?
We
Does the
haven't
peak have to
hit
be
the
a
peak.
day? Does it have to be a month? Does it have to be a year? What's the peak?
The peak
Can it be
is
defined?
it can be.
It
I'll
can be
define
defined.
it right now.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
The peak is when you die.
The market dies?
No, you
The buyer
personally, because the
dies?
market's gonna keep going and it's gonna keep going up and up and up, and it'll dip a little and then it'll go up and it'll dip and everybody will get killed and then it'll go up, and
Yeah.
over the long term it will just keep going up. So
Well, I'm
when's
going to
the
throw a
peak?
wrench in. I'm going to throw a wrench in your definition. The peak is when you're born.
Ooh, the
So,
exact opposite.
so this is the main thing. Market's doing well. We're okay. We're on track. We're getting multiple offers. We sold hundreds of thousands over asking this month, all sorts of places in Toronto, outside Toronto. We had a high number of sales this month. Buyers are competing. Buyers are desperate to get into housing still. If you're going to sell your property, you can do it without being concerned. You can buy first and then sell afterwards if that's the strategy that you want to use. There's a lot of pricing data now because we've got 6 months. So sometimes when markets start to go up, I can only kind of look 30 days into the past or even 2 weeks, depending. And it's like, I got to use that data. Now I can really use a good 6 months worth of data and to be able to, come up with at least a clear pricing strategy to be able to get the house listed and sold for the most amount of money. And that's a much more favorable market for a realtor to be working in and a buyer and seller to be buying and selling in.
So okay, this is what's going on around us right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Borders are opening. Universities are opening.
Yes.
Businesses are opening. Offices are opening.
Yes.
Sales are down. Inventory is down. Pricing is down. Rentals are going crazy right now.
Yep.
New construction is flying off the shelf at record paces.
Material prices are coming down.
Material prices are coming down. New home prices are going up. But let's take all this and throw it in the stew. And
Yep.
if we mix this up, do we end up with a typhoon of crazy real estate activity, or does it evaporate into the ether and slow down and die?
The word soft landing is used when people are bearish and then they go, oh well, maybe it's just a soft landing and we got lucky, right? When people are bullish and they're saying like, oh, it's going to go to the moon, but then things sort of flatten out, right? They're always
Soft
like,
landing.
any day now, it's going to take off, right?
Yeah.
To the moon. So the truth is the
Look 30
the
days out.
yeah,
60 days out.
both the bears and the bulls being wrong, right? And having to settle with that slow moving market is the best market for us to be in.
Mm.
The bull market's good for some people, but it's bad for others. The bear market, vice versa. You have to be looking at what's good for everybody, what's stable. It was so hard to make a decision to move in March. I had so many people who ended up buying and selling mostly, but they're like, "Look, I'm ready to sell. I'm ready to go. I need this house." But you couldn't get it. And when the table turns, you're like, look, there's my dream home, but you cannot sell your property. That's happening right now with some people. Like there's a couple people with like $4 or $5 million properties where they're ready to move, but they're not able to find a buyer. And so that's a struggle that we're seeing right now. But that's not common. Most people are going to be in that, $1 million price point roughly when they're selling. So that's those markets. It's
It's $1 million. It's like it's
slows
nothing
it
now.
slows
$1 million.
activity. Yeah, it
Million.
slows
It's $1
activity.
million.
It's a million.
Average. It's $1
It's only a
million.
million.
It's $1
I can
million.
get it. I
Can
can
you
get financing
imagine
on
when
that.
we were buying our first houses, if the number 1 million came into play? What? $1 million? Yeah, that was like crazy money.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I paid 286 for my first house, and it was insane.
Yeah.
If I was looking for my first time, and my best option was a $500,000 condo that was 450 square feet in Scarborough, I would
Yeah.
not be very pleased,
Yeah.
right? But I was able to buy for 286,000 a 1900 square foot single detached house in Thornhill Woods.
Yeah.
Like today, that house is worth 1.4 million.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mine was 247 and I had to go to a B lender.
B lender, sure.
Yeah. It was Equitable Trust at the time. They're
I
called
paid
Equitable Bank now.
3.85% on my mortgage, and I was like, this is fucking crazy. This is too much money. Now, you'd think rates were going to go up, but they actually are going down. There's a
Yeah,
stat for you.
rates are a whole different topic that
We will not get into for
yeah,
weeks, it
that's a whole
seems, because tomorrow I'm excited.
yeah. So tomorrow we've got
TTC.
a TTC union representative who is going to come and tell us about all the good stuff that the TTC is up to behind the scenes and in the public eye. And he's going to let us know how that's going to help out our beautiful city, get people from place to place. And if you are
I'm
watching this
excited.
and you're on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But if you want to listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, no, where else? Anywhere that podcasts are found.
Google
I'm pretty sure we're there. Google
Podcast.
Podcasts. Yeah, we're there. Type in Toronto
Right.
Real Estate Show and you'll find us.
I hope you find us if you type that in.
And if you're listening on one of those platforms, every once in a while, just skip over to YouTube, drop a like, drop a comment. Just let us know you're there. We appreciate it. And hopefully we'll hear you tomorrow. Or sorry, you'll hear us tomorrow. And we appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us once again on another Stat Show journey. Stats.
Exit music. Insert exit music here. Sound guy. Just insert the exit music here. Yeah.
I hear it. Do you hear
Put
it?
in the theme song. Okay. And then right now, cut it and then star fade.
Okay.